KLTV7 is your election news leader, and early voting begins in Texas in less than a month. KLTV7's Michael Richardson has more tonight on how officials in Smith County are getting ready.
Smith County is already gearing up for the November election, with 25 days until early voting begins. That includes prepping the contents of mail ballots, which include this new I voted sticker.
We have been extremely busy entering those applications, making sure that they get updated, they get checked before obviously they can actually be registered voters.
It's multiple moving parts that make elections possible, including these ballot boxes, which Elections Administrator Michelle Allcon explains.
You'll put your ballot in here. The ballot falls down to the bottom and it's stored in a box in the bottom bin.
Polling locations will also receive other equipment, including what's in these cages, which contain ballot marking devices, the express vote.
We make sure that the serial number matches the location that it's going to. It ends up on all the paperwork.
Allcon expects roughly 75% of voters in the county to turn out for the November election, which could create wait times even when early voting.
The first 2 days and the last 2 days of early voting are almost always a higher turnout than the rest. So if you are looking for less likelihood of lines, I would say go on a Wednesday of early voting and maybe mid-morning to mid-afternoon.
The county aims to send out mail ballots by next Thursday. Michael Richardson, KLTV7 News.
And a reminder, the last day to register to vote in Texas is October 7th. And again, early voting begins October 21st. A reminder, a valid form of ID is required when casting your ballot.